And welcome to another week of Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty going on this week as all of our area high school football teams have now not only played, but have won a rare clean sweep for Bullitt County. You had the Portal Panthers knocking off Trutland by a final count of 35-7. Southeast Bullock was able to knock off top 10 ranked Screven County in their season opener by 7 at Fred Shaver Field. The Statesboro Blue Devils won by a final of 7-3 on the road in their season opener at Greenbrier, and Bullock Academy moves to 2-0 on the season as they knocked off Edmund Burke at Gator Alley. We'll have highlights of the Statesboro game, the Southeast Bullock game, and the Bullock Academy game for you coming up in a few minutes. As for the Georgia Southern Eagles, they will be getting the 2018 campaign underway this Saturday at home as they host South Carolina State. We'll hear from head coach Chad Lunsford and some of the players in just a bit. Elsewhere, the Statesboro High, Southeast Bullock, Bullock Academy, and Portal softball teams all have been in action, all doing pretty well. Portal right now sitting at 5-5 on the season. The Statesboro Blue Devils are 9-4. Bullock Academy 4-1, and Southeast Bullock 9-3 on the year. We'll get to some highlights of them for you in just a few minutes as well. But right now, we're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll head out to the Gridiron for some high school highlights.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy.
Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Well, it's been a while since Statesboro High won their season opener. In fact, you have to go back to 2013 before you can find a season opener for the Blue Devils. This past Friday night, Statesboro went on the road to Greenbrier, a team that had a 6-4 record last year and returned quite a few players from that team. Statesboro High looking really solid defensively in their 7-3 victory. They only needed one touchdown in the game. That came on a 9-yard run by Drake Horton, and then the defense pretty much did the rest, creating 4 turnovers and for the most part keeping Greenbrier out of their own field position, kept them at bay the whole game. Plenty of sacks and a lot of hits for losses throughout the game. Let's get out, take a look at some highlights from Statesboro on the road at Evans, taking on Greenbrier. The Statesboro Blue Devils opening up the 2018 campaign on the road at Greenbrier. Head coach Jeff Kaiser looking for the Blue Devils' first season opening victory since 2013. The defense pitching in. Corey McCullough with a big hit for a loss. A little bit later, it's Harrison Hughes helping out on the stop here. And then the first turnover of the game, Michael Flip Dixon coming through with the interception on the far side. We go to the end of the first quarter with no score, though. The defensive battle continues. Statesboro holding Greenbrier in check. Xavier Lee helping out on the hit. Next up, it's another turnover. Ames Radcliffe makes the nice grab at midfield. Statesboro's offense sputtering throughout. 4th and short from inside the 25. They'd go for it. And after picking up a first down, it's Drake Horton into the end zone for the touchdown. And Statesboro takes a 7-0 lead. The defense helping to make that hold up. Harrison Hughes with another stop. A little bit later, it's Chris Hill running around the far side. And we go to the half with the Blue Devils leading by a count of 7-0. Moving ahead to the second half, plenty to cheer about as Statesboro creates yet another turnover, this time recovered by Sage Reese. unfortunately for the Blue Devils, they turn around and give the ball right back to Greenbrier on 2nd and 6. We end the third quarter still 7-0. In the fourth, Statesboro fumbles. Greenbrier recovers. And then Greenbrier finally trying to take advantage of a turnover. A pass play inside the 10. But Statesboro's defense holds strong. McCullough with another hit. That would force a field goal attempt. It's good. This would cut the lead to 7-3 with just over 6 minutes left in the game. We move ahead. 2.5 minutes left. Greenbrier with the ball and a big run around the left side, getting close to midfield. Would Coach Kaiser have to sweat this one out? Well, big Xavier Lee coming up with the play of the game, the interception. Both teams out of timeouts, and Statesboro wins this one by a final count of 7-3. So Statesboro out to a 1-0 start. Up next, things will get a little tougher as they'll be hosting Liberty County coming up Friday at 7:30 at Womack Field. Well, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll take a look at some highlights from Brooklet and from over at Gator Alley.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Well, the Southeast Blue Yellow Jackets were not only getting the 2018 season underway, but getting head coach Barrett Davis his first taste of being a head coach, and things went pretty well as they were welcoming in number 7 ranked Screven County. The Gamecocks lost quite a few players from last year's team, but were still ranked in the top 10. Southeast Bullock coming off a season in which they lost in the opening round of the state playoffs. Let's get out to Fred Shaver Field and take a look at how things went between the Yellow Jackets and the Gamecocks. Southeast Bullock hosting number 7 ranked Screven County, and Barrett Davis's head coaching debut for a good crowd at Fred Shaver Field early on. And it's quarterback Blaze Minnick hooking up with Tyler Bailey for the 28-yard pass to midfield. Next, the give will go to Jamari Daniel, who had a great coming out party here, 23 yards inside the 10, and then capping things off, Minnick will keep it himself and score up the middle for the 6-yard touchdown, and it's 7-0 Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jacket defense helping things out as Screven County here will fumble, and Southeast takes over at the 49. From there, the give to John Trail Wells, who gets ahead for 23 yards inside the 30. Later from the 35, Minnick to Bailey, who loses the handle. It's scooped up by the Gamecocks' Gary Hawkins, who makes a nice return to the Yellow Jacket 45. That takes us to the second quarter, still 7-0. Screven going for it on 4th and short, and the Yellow Jacket defense able to deny them, and the offense takes over. Unfortunately, the offense gives it right back, and this time it's costly as big 6'6", 330-pound to Calvin Williams scoops and rumbles in, tying the game at 7, but the Jackets able to respond. Jamari Daniel takes off for 43 yards and a touchdown. He'd finished with 152 yards on 17 carries. Screven able to tie the game, though, before the half on this Al Pettigrew touchdown, and we go to the half tied at 14 all. Moving ahead to the second half, and the Southeast Bullock special teams with a big play as they'll come through with the block punt, setting the offense up in excellent field position. Later, it's Blaze Minnick to Tyler Bailey for good yardage down to the goal line. Justin Bradley then in for the touchdown. Southeast Bullock up 21-14. Later, Screven County having trouble on offense, and the Yellow Jackets there to pounce on the ball. And once again, the offense taking over, and this time it's John Trail Wells in for the score, and Southeast Bullock with the big victory at Fred Shaver Field as they knock off top 10 ranked Screven County 28-21.
Broadnex this time is going to keep it himself. He's going to try. There's nothing there. And I think we're going to get a hold, too, on. Nothing there. Great play. Was that, I think that was.
So Southeast opens up 1-0. The Barrett Davis campaign gets underway with a positive note. Next up, they'll be on the road coming up Friday night at 7:30 at Tattnall County. As for the Bullock Academy Gators, they got the Pat Collins era off on the right track this past 2 weeks ago, in the Irk Russell Classic, knocking off Pinewood 42-8. This past weekend, it was their home opener as they host Edmund Burke, a pretty tough team coming in from Waynesboro. Let's get out and see some highlights of that one. The Bullock Academy Gators in their home opener looking to move to 2-0 on the season, hosting Edmund Burke. A nice interception here by Ford Wilds. A leaping grab. This one pretty defensive game for most of the first half. Here the fake punt. Getting a first down for the Gators. A little bit later, Don Aaron will roll out and find Will Aaron for the Bullock Academy first down, and capping that drive, Don Aaron will do it himself, coming back from his injured hamstring, looking good on this one. And the Gators move to 2-0, winning by a final count of 21-12. So the Gators out to a 2-0 record coming out of the gates. Up next, they get another home game. Pat Collins continues to do what he did in Brooklet and manages to find some home games. They'll host Memorial coming up 7:30 this Friday at Gator Alley. Stay with us. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at some area high school softball. Come visit us locally here in Statesboro at Piedmont Loop beside Walmart.
Friday night lights to early morning deer stands, Anderson's General Store in Statesboro is your tailgating and hunting headquarters. Boots from Ariat, Georgia Boot, Irish Setter, Wolverine, and more, we have a pair for you. Check out our Costa and Ray-Ban sunglasses. And apparel from Columbia, Carhartt, and Drake. Dove, ducks, deer, we have all your hunting needs. And tailgate with a Big Green Egg or Traeger grill. Pack in the flavor with delicious sauces and rubs. Haul it all home with a utility trailer. Anderson's General Store, a general store, and so much more.
Well, as for the Georgia Southern Eagles, they'll be getting things underway this Saturday. Season opener at Paulson Stadium under the lights as they'll be hosting South Carolina State. We had a chance to talk with Coach Lunsford as they've been busy preparing for the season and even made a stop over in Savannah earlier this past week.
I think this is a great opportunity, especially as close it is to kickoff, to be able to get down here and our guys, you know, get that interaction with the Savannah fan base. And so this is a great opportunity for us. We get down here, get some good work in. But we've had a long camp, and obviously it's been a physical camp. So it's at that point now where you want to get the horses to the race, and a lot of mental work. We'll have two probably physical days next week, but there'll be a lot of mental work from now until game day. And
stay with us. Up next, we'll head out for some area high school softball.
What does it mean to have financial freedom?
At Queensboro Wealth Management, we're helping people figure that out.
And giving them a plan to get there.
If you have a desire to take control of your finances and live with financial purpose,
We will use every bit of our knowledge to help you.
And there's no cost to get started.
Download a free kit from our website, then give any of us a call. QWM is Queensboro Wealth Management. Let's begin today.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy. In-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, in-house lab. And introducing our new nurse practitioner, Melissa Beasley, as we now accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Well, softball season has begun, and our area teams are picking up right where they left off last year. Statesboro High, Southeast Bullock, and Bullock Academy all advanced to the second round of the state last year. They look like they're having a chance to do that once again. Statesboro High is currently 9-4 on the year. Southeast Bullock is 9-3. And the Bullock Academy Gators come in at 4-1. They've had some rainouts early in the season. So they've got their first region game coming up this week, hosting Pinewood on Thursday. As for the Portal Panthers, they are right now at 500 at 5-5 and host Trutland coming up this Tuesday evening. Let's get out and take a look at some highlights from Statesboro, Bullock Academy, and Southeast from the first few weeks of the season. The Statesboro Blue Devils getting things underway, hosting Richmond Hill. Brinson Ann Rogers on the mound, mowing down the Wildcat hitters, and then helping her own cause. She drives the single down the line into left. Statesboro opens up a 1-0 lead. Plenty more to come. Mackenzie Wilkerson with the bases loaded sends this one to right. It falls in. All three runners score. Blue Devils up 4-0, and adding to it, Morgan Thompson, the single in the gap and left, brings home two more. Rogers does the rest on the mound, and Statesboro wins by a final of 7-1. Blue Devils then on the road at Greenbrier for a non-region matchup. Pick things up early on. Brinson and Rogers once again mowing down the Wolfpack hitters. Bailey Roberts trying to get a rally going. Statesboro down 1-0. Later, a great bunt by Jenna Coble here in the top of the second. 2 on for Mackenzie Wilkerson, who hits a tough ground ball to right, a collision, and Statesboro would go on to win this one by a final count of 9-2. Southeast Bullock hosting Wayne County, and Elena Barnard, the freshman sensation, on the mound. She'd get some help from Kaylin McDuffie, the 3-run blast to left. Southeast Bullock on top. But Wayne County coming back, some errors by Southeast, allowing a couple runs to score. 3-1 at this point, and then the base hit into right would end up tying things at 3-all. The Jackets would get out of the inning as Barnard with the strikeout, and then back to the plate we go. Gracie Bergen with the ground ball. She'll be safe. 2-run score, and it's 5-3 Southeast Bullock. Later, McDuffie with the rip to left. 1 run scores, 1 thrown out. Southeast in control, but Wayne County storms back. They take a 1-run lead. Southeast would get the run back, but Wayne County right back. The fielder's choice scores a run to make it 8-7. Southeast threatens in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on, but the bloop to right, a nice grab, and Wayne wins 8-7. Meanwhile, the Bullock Academy Gators playing at Memorial Field, taking on Thomas Jefferson, and the Gators in command. Scoring a couple runs here early on, and then Jenna Beth Marsh, with the bases loaded, plays this one off the first baseman's foot. Hartley Faircloth scores. Liv Finley then comes through with the single that falls into center, bringing in another run. Sailor Calloway scores. Casey Ricketts brings home 2 with the RBI single into left. The Gators in control. Bailey Howard getting it done on the mound. And Bullock Academy rolls 13-0. Statesboro High back home for a region matchup with New Hampstead. Hard hit to first sets the stages. And then Avery Wiggins comes through with the RBI single into left. The Blue Devils staying in control as Mac Wilkerson hits the double into right center, bringing home Morgan Thompson. And then Bailey Roberts caps off a 3-for-3 game, including a home run and 3 RBIs. And Statesboro goes on to take this one by a final count of 8-0. Brinson Ann Rogers with the finishing touch. Meanwhile, Southeast Bullock in region matchup on the road at Savannah High. Southeast Bullock wasting no time at the plate. Caitlin Johnson drops this one into shallow center. That'll bring in a couple runs. Southeast Bullock on top early. A little bit later, Elena Barnard will add to the lead. She puts a charge into this one to deep center field. That may have been out at Southeast Bullock. Instead, it's an inside the park home run. On the mound, Madison Grams keeping the Savannah High bats in check, and Southeast wins 17-0. As for Southeast Bullock, they host Windsor Forest coming up on Tuesday in a region matchup, and Statesboro High, tough task ahead. They'll be hosting Ware County 5:30 on Tuesday at Mill Creek. All right, well, that'll wrap things up for now. We'll have midweek show here on Upon Further Review, our coaches shows, which involve Southeast Bullock, Statesboro High, and Bullock Academy. We'll also hear from Coach Lunsford and some of the players as they get set to open up the season against South Carolina State at home at Paulson Stadium on Saturday. For now, that's going to wrap things up. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.